Bentayga W-12 has cleared the street to rich utilitarianism for soon-to-arrive super extravagance SUVs from Aston Martin, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Rolls-Royce. However, that huge B's initial move implies that it has just begun producing subsidiary models, including a diesel, a module half and half, and our subject here, the 2019 Bentayga V8, a plated 8-chamber hook intended to all the more viably catch train customers out of lesser top-of-the-line SUVs and place them into Bentley's Epicurean circle. The reasoning behind this section-level variation for the US advertises straightforward: lower the confirmation charge by supplanting the best-spec model's 600 horsepower, 664 pounds-to-foot twin-turbocharged 6.0-liter W12 motor with a twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 imparted to other powerful Volkswagen Group items. In this case, the Hot V helped 8 pumps out a still potent 542 strength at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 568 pounds-to-foot of torque at only 1960 revs. Little else changes about the vehicle, including the standard 8-speed programmed transmission, Ray's one-sided all-wheel drive framework, and VW's MLB undercarriage engineering. 8-pot sold. Bentley says the V8 is the sportiest adaptation of the Bentayga notwithstanding its energy shortfall, and we need to concur subsequent to examining it both on the German expressway and on the tight Alpine streets of Austria. Check weights should drop by around 100 pounds versus the 12-chamber, its vast majority falling off the nose, and without a doubt the new apparatus feels a touch all the more ready to nibble into corners and alter course, notwithstanding while sliding around a stopgap ice arena that Bentley had set up for the event. In spite of the fact that Pirelli Scorpion winter tires dulled the directing reactions of the cases we drove, that is the exchange off for the brilliant ice and snow grasp of such tires' gentler elastic intensify, Bentley's discretionary 48-volt dynamic ride dynamic against move bar framework returns stately ride comfort and amazing body control. What's more, up to 8 driving modes, 4 each for on and rough terrain setups, permit the Bentayga's motor, drivetrain, and undercarriage frameworks to be sharpened for changing conditions and driver states of mind. While this is as yet an overwhelming vehicle, the last W12 show we tried weighed 5,781 pounds. The 4.0-liter experiences little difficulty moving the Bentayga's mass with fervor. The satiny V8 is anxious to turn to its 6,800 revolution per minute redline, which makes it the most noteworthy revving power plant Bentley has ever fitted to a street auto. Push works with direct experts simply offset out of gear, and covering the quickening agent into the Bentayga's extravagant footwell is welcomed with close prompt reaction and abundant push well into triple-digit speeds. The V8 client will forfeit little for his or her buy, beside boasting rights. Considering that we've beaten Bentley's 4.0-second 0 to 60 mph assess for the W12 demonstrate considerably a moment, we expect the V8 test-cited 4.4-second figure to be likewise moderate. The V8 test ungoverned best speed of 180 mph is however 7 mph lower than the W12's maximum speed. The loudest contention for the V8 display is made by the motor itself by means of a more characterful fumes note from the double twin-tip tailpipes that are the main visual refinement from the W12, past a passed-out grille. While the W12 emanates a far-off, turbine-like drone, the V8 breathes out further, more throaty tones and revs with the stifled growl of a swaddled wolverine when nudged. We don't expect the Bentayga V8 to be vastly improved as far as mileage than its W12 partner, which has arrived at the midpoint of 14 to 16 miles per gallon in our grasp. However, it is evaluated somewhat better in the hopeful European cycle, a joint 25 miles per gallon versus the W12's 22 mile per gallon figure. EPA evaluations will be discharged before US conveyances start this late spring. Anchors Aweigh. To make light of the V8 test entrance level status, Bentley is utilizing first experience with refresh the aggregate of the 2019 Bentayga lineup with new accessible gear, most outstandingly a carbon-fired brake update including immense 17.3-inch front rotors with 10-cylinder calipers, the biggest ever fitted to a generation vehicle, says Crewe's group. There are 14.6 inches in back with 4-cylinder clampers, that the carbon brakes felt the same in consistent driving than the standard and still colossal iron plugs, 15.8-inch front rotors with 6-cylinder calipers and a solitary cylinder snatching 15.0 inches out back, implies our decision should hold up until the point that we can get them to the test track to evaluate their advantages. More clear to spectators is the discretionary blackline specification bundle, which to some degree cools the Bentayga's showy outside nearness by supplanting the vast majority of its chromed bits with shine-dark pieces. Other new things added to the choices list incorporate a refreshed 22-inch wheel plan, a wood and calfskin-wrapped guiding wheel, gleaming carbon fiber inside trim, and mind-boggling cross-strung cowhide sewing that Bentley says takes 30 hours alone to finish. While the illustrations we drove were stacked with additional cost-cognizant purchasers ought to be careful that the V8 model's assessed $168,000 beginning cost, about $34,000 not as much as a base W12, does exclude a significant number of the Bentayga's feature highlights, including the 48-volt suspension, the all-terrain specification with rough terrain driving modes, and Bentley's suitably unreasonable inside personalization medicines. Likewise, additional R-Ray skipper's seats setup of the 3-situate seat, and additionally a 2-situate third push setup. This being Bentley, unobtrusiveness is mysteriously gone on the request sheet, and the high class may look straight past the V8 for the numerically more noteworthy W12. However, the most recent Bentayga variation is an exemplary case of making a lessening to deliver more, for this situation, more prominent driving verve from an effectively luxurious extravagance sled.